what's your favorite small tractor? I've had some questions what my favorites are. I'll tell you mine and you tell me yours down in the comments. Let's jump into it. Okay, one of the best bargains in farming similar to 25 is the International 423. International 423. It's a gem of a tractor. It has only 45 horsepower, but you'll find that that's enough to do a lot of stuff with it. I have it here with the front weight. We'll look at it on the menu. It connects to your stuff. Let me show you the cockpit here. Pretty cool. It's got a nice sound. Let's check it out on the menu. Okay, this one is a mod. Once you load it from the mod hub, it's the Case International McCormick 423, and the base price is $5,600. And what I usually do to it is I put this front exhaust, because I like to watch the black smoke come out, and I put a front weight on there. So I'm out the door at $6,350 for this beauty of a tractor. Look at that. This is circa 1966, so it's old, but I love the way it sounds. And for $6,350, it's a bargain if you just want to pull a small trailer on a new farm. And there are some older attachments that you can pull with it and make it do its business there. Let's check this thing out. Look at this. Oh yeah. I love the sound of this thing. And it goes 20 miles an hour. So if a tractor for $6,000 that goes 20 miles an hour, they can put a lot of, look at that black smoke. Isn't that cool? And there you go. It's a gem of a tractor. Okay, number 2 is a gem of a tractor also. It's an old Ford tractor. If you plan on console, PC only is going to have Ford, but they have a Lizard version of this. So just look for the bright blue Lizard tractor. It's the same. Okay, let me show you this guy on the menu. I have it configured to 150 horsepower. Okay, once you load the Ford mod or the Lizard mod, if you're on console, you'll have a choice of several of these. And you have one here that's 79 horsepower, but my go-to is this one because it ranges between 112 and 150 horsepower. And it's still a bargain. So your base price there is $18,500, and that's going to have 112 horsepower. And you can add an awning if you want. You can bump the horsepower up to 126, 150 for $2,100 more dollars, which is a bargain. You can change the wheels a little bit with the headlights. You can play around with the exhaust, the battery location, some other things. Now, one thing cool, you can add weights on the rear. Well, why would you want to do that? It's actually putting them on the tires. Well, if you're using it as a front end loader and you're carrying something heavy, that's handy. Okay, that's really handy. And it doesn't cost that much, just couple of $100. Okay, you can add this hydraulic controller on the back. Gives it a little realism look. You can see that. You can put a weights on the front all the way up. And you can put a front end loader on it, either this one or the Quickie. So for $21,370, I got weights on the front, hydraulic controller, 150 horsepower. Look at that. That's a bargain. That is a bargain of a tractor. Okay. It does feel like you're kind of on marshmallows. The tires are big and fluffy. However, it's got good traction. It does wallow a bit. Let's check it out from the inside here. Look at that. The lights work. Has a typical old screen there when you turn the lights on. A lot of detail. Let's see what this guy sounds like. Doesn't quite sound as good as some of the others, but it does the trick. And it gets up to about 19 miles an hour. Okay, 19 miles an hour. Look at that. Like I say, it's a little bit wallowy, the handling. Feels like the tires are big and fluffy, and they are. But it's a nice tractor for the money. All right, let's look at number 3. Okay, one of my absolute favorites is this puppy. It's the Fiat Universal 650. And if you're on console, they have this in a Lizard brand also. Looks the same. Just look for the same, a bright orange tractor that's called a Lizard 650. Okay, now this particular one has 90 horsepower. Let me show you on the menu. Okay, there's two versions. There's the two-wheeled version here. Okay, the one I have is the four-wheel because it's not that much more, and it does a whole lot better in the snow or mud. Okay, so it has a lot better traction than four-wheel drive. But let's check it out. You can add a cabin on the back. You can have it completely closed or no cabin. Sometimes I like them open. Your horsepower is 90, and that's more like real life. However, you can bump it up to 250. Okay, not realistic. If you like to play that way, that's an option for you too, for $3,000 more. One I have is 90, and you can play with the wheels, different things you can do there. And you can add fenders or not, change your work lights, and you can add weights to the front, which is handy. Or you can add a quickie on the front. So you have weights or the quickie. Can't do both like the Ford, but you could have weights or the quickie. And it works pretty good. Works pretty good. So this is a versatile tractor. It's not quite the bargain as the Ford as far as the price for the horsepower, but this thing sounds awesome. And look at the detail. Okay, let's get up on it. Look at it. Look at your controls there. That's just really cool. And this thing has a wonderful sound. Let's see what this sounds like. Look at that. And it rips along at 20 miles an hour. Not the fastest, but for that price and 90 horsepower, if you like a little vintage stuff, that's pretty good. I'm loving the sound of this thing, though. It has a really nice sound. And you can do a lot with 90 horsepower. All right, let's take a look at the next one. Okay, you've probably seen this. It's no surprise to many, many people. It's on a lot of starting maps. It's the famous John Deere 3650. Let me show you on the menu. If you've played Farming Simulator at all, you've seen this puppy. It looks like this. The John Deere 3650, base price $45,000. You can play with the attachers. You can add weight on the front. Quite a bit, actually. Look at that thing. Or you can put a 3-point attacher and you can put a quickie on it. So this is a handy tractor for $46,500. It can be a front end loader. It can pull a lot of things, including the Great Plains seeder, because you need 110 horsepower for that. That's on a lot of maps. So definitely a good bargain to get you started there. I'm sure you know what it sounds like, so we're not going to drive that one. But let's look at the next one. Okay, the last tractor we looked at was standard on the game. This one is a mod. This one is a mod. It's the Fendt Xylon 524. Has 147 horsepower. Let me show you on the menu. Okay, it looks like this. FarmCon 24 Fendt pack. And you get two choices of tractors with that mod. There's a smaller one with 95 horsepower. And then this is the one we have here. Okay, now I like this particular one because it has 147 horsepower and it goes 31 miles an hour. So for the money, with 147 horsepower and 31 miles an hour for the speed, that's a pretty good tractor. It's not the prettiest looking thing. Looks a little stripped down, okay, but it does the trick. And it's made to put a front end loader right on the front. It already has a quickie attachment. You can get this front end loader right there and that will go right on there. And of course that one goes on this one. Something else really cool about this is this sprayer. If you're getting started and you need a cheap sprayer, you got this sprayer attachment for $4,000, and then you got the extra tank there if you want to use an extra tank. Okay, so for $4,000, you can put it on this thing. You can put that on any of the small tractors, and that's a bargain for a little sprayer to get you started there, spraying herbicide or whatever. Okay, that's pretty cool. Let's see what this guy sounds like. Okay, look at the inside. I mean, it's from 1995, so it's only 30 years old. It does a great job. This tractor does a great job. It's quick. Gets up and goes. Top speed, 33 miles an hour. Look at that. It says 31, but it goes 33 miles an hour. So it gets up and goes for the money. It's pretty good bargain. Pretty good bargain. Look at that. All right, let's take a look at the next one. Okay, the next one is also a Fendt. This is a regular one on the map. It's a Fendt 516 Vario. I've got it equipped out to 171 horsepower. Nothing really special about it, and it's kind of expensive. So usually by the time I get to this point, I'm looking at a medium tractor. But if you want to keep it small, you're trying to stay in some tight areas, this is a pretty good deal, and it has a speed of 31 miles an hour, and it ranges from 131, 141, 156, up to 171 horsepower. You can put a front loader attacher on it. So maxed out there, you're looking at $172,000. But it's a pretty good tractor. Got a lot of detail. Look at all those little buttons. Pretty cool. Set up nicely. And like I say, it's pretty quick. Look at that, top speed of 33. Okay, we are maxed out at 33 miles an hour. But it's a great tractor. Oftentimes, though, if I want to keep it small, I'll get this. But a lot of times, I'll just move up to a medium tractor if I'm going to spend that kind of money. All right, let me show you something else. Okay, practicality-wise, these are not necessarily my go-to tractors. However, this and this one over here I'm going to show you, I love these old guys. This thing has only 14 horsepower. It's not very fast. Look at that. It's got a seat for my kid on the side. That's so cool. I just love the sound of this. It takes it a minute to get going. It's like a very old diesel tractor. This thing is circa 1957. That's crazy old. But it's cool, and I have used it on my maps just to pull the small 8,000 liter water tank, and it will do that. Okay, it would do that on flat ground. I wouldn't try it up a hill. Not the quickest. It goes only 12 miles an hour, but I love the sound when it starts and starts up. Look at this. All right, listen to this. Isn't that awesome? Takes it a minute to get started, and then a minute after that to get rolling. So it's not for the impatient, but it's a great little tractor if you just want to add some class, vintage class to your farm. Great little tractor. Let me show you the next one. Okay, this one's the Zetor Z25. It has only 25 horsepower. Look at that. Isn't that cool, though? And I like it for the same reasons. It's very small. You can connect a lot of things to it. And it just has a really cool sound. Look at that. You can see all the old controls. And this one's slightly quicker at 14 miles an hour. But you got to love the sound of these old things. You just want to pull something around. I even found some cultivators in the mod hub that you could pull with this thing. That's pretty awesome. So that's pretty cool. All right, let me show you one more. We'll be done. All right, this is the International Harvester Farmall McCormick. It has 30 horsepower. I've upgraded it. It came with 25. Look at this guy. And this is near and dear to my heart. I love the sound. Some of these old ones, you can't attach modern stuff to the back. You can on this. It will work. And there's a lot of the things you can do with 25 or 30 horsepower. You'd be surprised. When I was a little boy, my granddaddy had one of these in his barn. And I learned to drive on it as a kid. Just a little guy. And he had some more modern tractors, but he let me play with this one. And that's near and dear to my heart. Look at this thing. Had that little slot throttle there and the little lever. That's just cool. And this thing gets up at 15 or 16 miles an hour. Look at that. And it works pretty good. Works pretty good. You are somewhat limited, but there's some things on with mods that you can get that this thing will pull. Okay, that's my small tractors that I really like. Those are my go-to small tractors, other than what comes on a map. So let me know down in the comments, what do you like and why? What do you like and why in the comments? This is my go-to tractors that I love on various types of maps. Now, obviously, I'm not using this one on a big map. Let me know what you like. I'm Farmer Teacher. I'll see you on the next go-round. Hit that subscribe button and share this with your farming buddies. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.